Hi, I'm Simon Rushton and this is Taxi Chronicles Podcast. On this podcast, we spontaneously interview unsuspecting passengers with their permission, allowing them to share their intimate life stories and concerns. As our slogan states, real riders, real stories. Some riders prefer to be anonymous, while others ask me to tell their story later on. Either way, there are all genuine 5 to 10 minutes stories, so sit back and enjoy this episode. Morning. Yes, we're back with another podcast, another rider, another story. Today we've got a guy who's, we've had a good conversation already about furlough and what you do and re-changing jobs, and he turns out he's a grip. Now, I won't go into explain what a grip is, I'll let him explain that, but what Harry is going to talk about, amongst other things, just let the conversation flow, going to talk about how he got into the industry, what motivates him, and how the industry is today in comparison to how it was before. So, Harry, nice to have you here today.
That's lovely to be here.
Okay, that's good. You may have to speak loud at times.
Yeah, that's all right.
So, in answer to those questions, what motivates you? Why did you get into the industry? You know?
Well, I started off so grip is in the film and TV industry, but I started off, my dad is a camera operator.
Okay.
So he's a cameraman, basically. And throughout my life, I always knew I should be in the industry. I just wasn't too sure which department to be in. So I did a few days here and there doing a bit of camera trainee stuff, like running stuff and things like that. And then really enjoyed the grip side of it. So then I started off doing that roughly about 2 years ago.
Okay. Was it straight out of college or uni?
I never went to uni, but so when I was doing the camera stuff, I started off when I was 18, left sixth form, got a job, and thought I was going to go flying from there. Did a couple of weeks, and all the boys were like, yeah, no, we'll call you back, get you back in. And I never heard anything. So I sort of left it as it was, thought that was my time, and started working in bars.
Started working in bars?
Yeah.
Okay. So you left, so you're in the industry now?
Yes.
It's all right. Before we go into the grip even more, tell us about the bars. What was the bar life like?
Not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. There's one bar I worked in, started off there, ended up being one of the management team there and things like that. Really enjoyed it, but it would be an amazing job if it was better hours, better money. All fairness, I'd happily stay at it if it is like that.
Mm-hmm. What was a typical day like as in the bar life?
Well, we were like a late night bar, so we'd usually open for 4 o'clock. Get everything ready. We did cocktails as well, sometimes had live music and things like that. Obviously stayed open late. And we'd start working, and this is what I did like about this one place, is that we try and keep on the same image as the customers, we'd do these things called shots at the bar. So someone would call out, shots at the bar, and someone would go pour Jaeger bombs. And then we would all toast and carry on, never to get drunk, but always to stay on the same level as the customer.
Okay, so the purpose of staying on the same level as the customer was?
Well, you'd have a little drink, they'd all get excited from it because they'd see you all cheersing and doing a shot, things like that, so they'd be all likely, and it sort of, in a sense, sort of came off as you were a bit friendlier.
Okay.
So when it comes to them getting a bit too drunk and you've got to cut them off and little things like that, they'd sort of be like it's your mate telling you that rather than it's someone telling me I can't do this anymore.
I like the science behind it. I like the mindset. That's very, very sensible in that respect. So how long did you work the bars for?
Got about 5 years, I'd say.
5 years. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Any other memorable moments apart from that?
Yeah, we once got on Sky Sports News because a semi-famous cricketer got bottled in our establishment.
How did that happen?
Well, look, not gonna lie, could go down to many things, but the Lancashire team, I lived in Kent at the time, the Lancashire team beat Kent in the Cricket Cup.
Yeah.
And they decided to celebrate in our bar.
Okay.
And they were all being really rowdy, really loud, a bit annoying if anything. And
It's bitter. Some people sound like they were bitter.
Yeah.
Go on.
But like, we stupidly let in a boisterous group of stag do as well.
Yeah.
So we get them in, and they sort of bumped heads with each other. And before we could even react to anything, a little scraps kicked off. We've all ran over, tried to sort it out. One of the boys obviously got bottled, so we've had him outside with our medics. And we haven't really got a bed, but we're all medical trained and things like that.
Yeah.
And patched him up as well as we could, and then I'm pretty sure his coach, because he was there as well, took them to the hospital to get him sorted.
Was bar fights quite common?
Not all the time. Like we used to get picked on by the paper a lot more with it, because when we first opened up, because we were a small independent place, we were in a place at the top of town where no one ever ventured, and it also had a 3-month curse on that building. Places only ever lasted 3 months.
Oh, okay.
So
this is in Kent?
Yes.
Okay.
So when we opened up, the local paper came up like, look, if you pay us this amount every year, we'll do advertising for you and things like that. We were like, nah, we're all right. So if any little thing ever happened, we would have
they're trying to muscle you.
Front page on the paper. This bar's done this again, and things like that. And
that's why they shut down, because of the. What you want to do is write an article on YouTube about them, or social media about this is what they do.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know if many people will listen to me, to be fair.
No, but what I'm saying is, when you was a bar manager, you could have said those classic scenes are basically, that's extortion, isn't it?
Well, it's the reason you don't have many independent places anymore. Like, all fairness, the only places really independent, like pubs and bars, thrive is around London or busy towns and city centres. Like Canterbury, for one, is amazing for it. But I didn't live in Canterbury, but I used to go there quite a lot when I got the weekends off and things like that. But yeah, it's amazing for little independent places and things like that. Any little thing you can find. But we used to get that, and normally our little town was slightly rough. So like the Weatherspoons would have had about 5 bottlings in there, and like the club down the road would have had police all turn up at the door to kick people out and things like that. But no, we'd be the one on the front page of the paper. There's the same picture of our boss with his arms crossed outside the front of the pub.
Every time?
Yeah, that's what they took when we first opened.
Okay.
And there's one point we had to tell one of the writers she wasn't welcome in the pub anymore, because she'd sit there, keep an ear open.
Yeah.
And if like anything was ever said, not saying it was ever bad or anything like that, but it will be changed to something bad.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. They're like cockroach. It's like flies on crap, really.
Yeah.
She's just waiting for, and it's like, can't you go and do some real journalism?
Yeah, no, that they'd wait for any little moment, anything to catch you out with, and they'd be like, yeah, no, here we are, we got them, front page news. And like, fair enough, it's their job, they've got to do it, I guess.
That's not their job, though.
Oh no,
that's not a job, because when you think about it, you study to be a journalist, surely you study to bring out some real news and do some real good for the community and all the rest of it.
Oh, well, that's the idea of it all, really, isn't it? Like, you should really help out small businesses rather than squash them.
Yeah, but it's extortion.
Yeah.
That's all I just look at. It's corruption, extortion. What you should have done is got them on tape saying, okay, you pay us this much, otherwise we'll carry on doing what we're doing.
Oh yeah, no.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do.
That's what you should have done.
But we weren't smart enough at the time, to be honest.
Huh?
We weren't smart enough at the time, to be honest.
You were too busy getting pissed at the start of the round.
No, that was only at the end.
Oh, okay.
So we'd finish usually around 4 o'clock, and then
So you finished 4 in the morning?
Yes.
Okay.
But then we'd usually stay, like, just the bar staff, like we'd all drink together. We sort of became like a little family.
Okay, so you looked out for each other.
Well, even on our days off, we'd all hang around together, even though we all had our own friends, all grew up, grew up like in different schools and things like that. Like, again, like, it's a very small town, so like sometimes schools were quite important. Which one you went to.
Yeah.
You'd be heavily judged on sometimes.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I went to one of the common schools around there, and so even just talk to people, like they'd say it, and then or like little jokes of it. It's because you went to that place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know how to read and write? Probably not. Like,
but you're a crap one of. Yeah, I hear you. So over to this. So what made you leave the pubs?
Basically, like, my family never saw it as like a proper job, even though like at the time I was one of the youngest managers of a pub in the area and things like that. Like, they never really saw that as like a career choice. Mm-hmm. So I'd always get like, you know, go to family birthdays, things like this. I'd get like,
so when are you going to get a real job?
Yeah, little digs and things like this. And yeah, my old man called me up because he lived in Surrey at the time. And he was just like, look, you need to sort yourself out. You can't do this forever. And then like, he sort of was my open door back into the film industry. He's like, look, I'm going to help you out one more time. You take it and do what you take from it. Mm-hmm.
What work did your old man do? What you said he's in the camera business as well?
Yes, so his major stuff, like, he mainly started off on the original Star Wars.
Okay.
So he was
like
featured.
When I was born.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knocked that one out of the park, didn't I?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he started off on the original Star Wars, like things like that. Like, he's got a lot of features behind his back, like Shaun of the Dead, V for Vendetta, little things like that.
Oh, is it? So he's really well established.
Yeah, no, he's quite well known.
Is it his own company or he just works?
Obviously completely freelance. I'm not too sure if he's changed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if he's changed it to his company, because he's at the point now where he gets his own kit on the job as well, so he'd also get paid for the kit he gets on.
Okay.
That's sort of like the aim of the game as well. Like, all departments at one point, when they get to their highest point of what they can be, we'll try and, like, let's just say in my department, like, we'd buy all our own kit that we use for the camera to go on and things like this. And then like, we'd buy cranes and things like that for it all to go on. So then we would also get
Yeah, you'd be responsible for that though.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean. You're just making, everybody wins in that respect.
Yes, no, exactly. Well, depends. Yeah, depends who you get booking you for the job. Because sometimes they want you to use this kit. Because there's a lot of rental houses out there where where you rent out kit from. You drive the van for them and things like that. And yeah, so rather than you get it, but you still get your wages obviously on top of that. Mm-hmm. But then, yeah, it's just less if you don't have kit on the job.
Yeah, I'm with you. So you've been doing a grip for 2 years, you said, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Because it's like, yeah, freelance. I've been doing it for 2 years, but I've worked for about a year. Like,
okay.
All fairness. Sometimes, you get your tough months when you start off. You get prepared to make sure you're always comfortable enough to be not working for 6 months.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, what would you say you've learnt on the job so far that you wish you knew when you started?
Walking with purpose. That is one of the biggest things I heard when I first started.
What meaning?
So when you're running something in, like, so my job would be like, I'd sit by the kit if my boss needs something in to go onto the kit for the camera. Like, if we're putting a track down and we're adding things onto that, he'd be like, can you bring this in for me? And you never run unless they desperately ask you, and they usually don't. But yeah, with walking with purpose, like, don't walk around the corner with kit in your hand like you haven't got a care in the world. Having a nice little stroll with it. Walk with purpose, you've got a good pace on you. You're walking quite quickly.
Yeah, so people see you're going somewhere. You're.
It looks like you're interested as well.
Yeah.
Again, like, if you're walking around without a care in the world, they don't. In their eyes, it's like, well, he doesn't give.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, I see that.
But then if they see you rushing around, like, oh, he's on it today, like,
yeah,
he's on the ball, and then thinking ahead, but not too far ahead.
Yeah. So you got to start to think what equipment they're going to really need.
Yeah, what will they need next? How can I make this easier for them? Like, how can I get it closer to them so I don't have to take longer to get to them?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not too great at it sometimes, but like.
But you're learning though, aren't you?
Oh no, exactly. Like, and the good thing about this job as well is that they always say, like, you're always learning. If you think you've learned everything, you shouldn't be in the job, because you haven't learned everything yet.
Yeah, that's true. That goes for most professions, really.
Yeah.
In that respect and stuff. So, you spoke about your father, and don't you? How comes you don't come under him and like create a family business?
Because we're different departments.
Ah.
Yeah. So, like, when I first started off in the whole camera thing, like, I didn't take a big interest into the whole camera side, like, because he did have me in a few days, being the camera training and things like this. Like, I always preferred the grip kit and things like that. And, cameras all very tight knitted groups, where more with the grips, you're sort of treated as a brother. You know, we all look after each other and things like that, and I always like that part of them. You know, like, oh, I've got this job coming up, but I've got a few days here.
Yeah, I need some hands.
Or like, even like, you know, if like someone was on a job, let's say, and you've met him before, you've got along with him and things like that, and he's busy on a job, but he's just been called for a couple of days. Here, put your name forward. And like, it's always good to show face, you know, keep them happy, keep them sweet, even though sometimes you have to do an awkward phone call, which is basically you call them up, you know, how you doing, basically just saying, oh, I'm still here, like if you haven't got any work going my way. And you know, even the other day I called up one of my mates, and I was just like, you're right mate, he's just like, yeah, why are you calling? I was like, not gonna lie, I don't want to beat around the bush, just so you remember me next time when the next job pops up.
Yeah. Why are you calling? Oh, I need to work. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Well, yeah, that's good. So, future-wise, how do you see yourself in the land of the grip?
Well, you step up. So, like, so I'm a trainee right now. In 3 years, in 3 years' time, hopefully, I'll be stepped up to a grip. So I'll be like a B camera grip. And then after then, we have to then do our levels, like MVQ levels. So you start off your level 1, which I can't. Yeah, when you start off, you've got your level 1, and then you move on to your level 2, which means you can now trust it behind this thing called a dolly, which is like a big metal thing they have to track on that holds the camera. And then level 3 is when you're trusted cranes of, you know, car rigs and things like that. And you just, and then that's when you're level 3, you can then be a key grip, which means you start running your jobs. So rather than getting called in and working under someone else, you'll be working for yourself. Obviously under the directors and production and things like this, but you'll be the head of your department.
So, quick questions. What's the impact you want to have on the world?
I'm not too sure. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I don't know. I'd like a nice one, a happy one. Like nothing, you know, nothing with me like crazily doing anything. Like maybe helping people or something like that. You know, would be nice. You know, in the long run, even if I have like loads of kids who end up doing that for me and things like that, that would be lovely. But yeah, no, I'd just say that the way to look at it all is just try and keep, you know, work on yourself first, make sure you're happy yourself, and then hopefully, because I'm a big believer, if you do one nice thing for someone else, they'll return it onto someone else. So it will start a chain reaction, and you just go that way.
Okay.
Like I was talking to someone at work about it today. Like he offered me help, and I said yes, and he's like, I've been telling people all day they've not been letting me and things like this, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, dude. Like people are, especially with the COVID thing, because we're not really allowed to be near each other. So like, you know, when we're pulling one of the barrows, like he'll grab the end of it, and I'm at the front. We are still our distance apart. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm just being friendly to people, and they just keep telling me to go away. I'm like, well, you get that one person, and you know, like he helped me out, and then I helped someone else out when I saw them struggling.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I understand you. So if someone's listening to this and they want to, you know, use your services, where can they find you?
Where can they find me? Well, I am part of the trainee scheme. So any jobs that come up and things like that, like send your thing through to the grip branch, and hopefully I'm one of the contacts that gets back to you.
Are you on Instagram or you?
No, I'm not really on social media, to be honest.
Then. Okay, well, apart from that,
it's one of my things, you know. Like,
it's been a great interview. Very
oh, thank you.
What kind of films? So, what shows? I forgot to ask you. What shows have you been working on?
I mainly stick to TV dramas. So, like, you know, I've done all sorts. I've worked with Richard Gere, Idris Elba. Like, done a few TV shows with them guys.
Oh, with what's his TV show where he's a cop?
Idris Elba. Well, I did the In the Long Run one. I'm not too sure if he's a cop on that one, but
okay.
But yeah, it was brilliant. I had him, Bill Bailey, people like that. Like.
Okay. Who? What famous people have you met? You really had an impression. They really left an impression on you.
Well, the one I met, like, and I didn't think I'd be too starstruck at all, like with meeting people or anything like that. Like thanks to my dad, I've sort of grown up round little things like this. Like, oh, that's this person and things like this. But no, meeting Reggie Yates.
Okay.
I just thought he was like the coolest, down-to-earth person.
Yeah.
And like, I only worked with him for a day, but like, yeah, no, he's absolutely lovely, and he was just a gentleman.
Okay.
With how he treated everyone, and yeah, it was just so friendly. Like he showed himself on TV.
right, that's good.
And
Well, thanks for that. We've come to the end of the journey, so it's the end of the episode. And congratulations for being number 200.
oh, wonderful.
On the Taxi Chronicles.
That means I get a free ride.
Yeah, speak to Ola.
I will.
We hoped you liked that episode. Keeping in mind, we never know who we're going to interview. We post twice a day, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. Have you ever considered the future economies to invest in? Why not listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories? Considering Africa has the fastest growing economies and population on Earth and has done for many years, it holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. We publish twice a week, Tuesday with a guest investor and Fridays talking about investment, politics and history, providing a clear understanding for any potential investor.